Have you ever met someone who tears up during a movie, gets emotional during a simple conversation, or cries when others seem completely unaffected? Most people assume they're weak, overly sensitive, or emotionally fragile. But what if the truth is exactly the opposite? What if people who cry easily are actually revealing something powerful about the way their minds work? Today, we're exploring the hidden psychology behind people who cry easily and why tears often mean much more than most people realize. 1. They feel emotions more intensely. Not everyone experiences emotions at the same level. Some people process feelings like happiness, sadness, empathy, or disappointment with much greater intensity than others. Their emotional system is like a highly sensitive receiver. A small emotional trigger that barely affects one person can create a deep emotional response in them. This doesn't mean they're dramatic, it simply means they experience life on a deeper emotional level. When emotions become overwhelming, tears become the mind's natural way of releasing that emotional energy. 2. They often have strong empathy. People who cry easily are frequently highly empathetic. They don't just understand how others feel, they almost feel those emotions themselves. When they see someone suffering, hear a heartbreaking story, or witness an act of kindness, their brain emotionally connects with the experience. Because of this deep emotional connection, they may cry not only for themselves but also for other people. In many cases, their tears are a sign of compassion rather than personal pain. 3. They tend to suppress less emotion. Many people spend years learning how to hide their emotions. They build emotional walls and train themselves not to cry. But people who cry easily often allow themselves to feel what they're feeling. Instead of locking emotions away, their emotional system releases them naturally. Psychologically, this can actually be healthier than constant suppression. Bottled up emotions often create stress, anxiety, and emotional exhaustion. Tears can serve as a natural emotional release valve. 4. They may be more self-aware. Interestingly, emotional people are often highly connected to their inner world. They notice subtle changes in their feelings. They recognize emotional pain, joy, disappointment, and gratitude more quickly than others. Because they're so aware of what's happening inside them, emotional reactions reach the surface faster. Crying can be a reflection of emotional awareness, not emotional weakness. In other words, they aren't losing control. They're simply more connected to what they're feeling. 5. Their brain processes emotional information differently. Psychologists have found that some individuals are naturally more emotionally responsive. Their brains react more strongly to emotional experiences, memories, and social situations. This personality trait is sometimes associated with highly sensitive people. These individuals often notice details others miss. They process experiences deeply and spend more time reflecting on emotions. As a result, emotional events can have a stronger impact on them, making tears a more common response. 6. Tears are not always about sadness. One of the biggest misconceptions about crying is that it only happens when someone is sad. In reality, people cry when they feel overwhelming happiness, relief, gratitude, love, pride, or even inspiration. Think about a parent watching their child succeed, or someone finally achieving a lifelong dream, or hearing words they've needed to hear for years. Sometimes emotions become so powerful that tears become the only way to express them. The deeper the feeling, the stronger the emotional release. 7. Society often misunderstands emotional strength. Many cultures teach people that crying is a sign of weakness, especially for adults. But psychology suggests something different. Real emotional strength isn't about never crying. It's about being willing to experience emotions honestly. People who cry easily often possess a level of emotional openness that others struggle to achieve. Their tears may not reflect weakness. They may reflect courage, the courage to feel deeply in a world that often encourages emotional numbness. So, the next time you see someone cry easily, don't assume they're weak. Behind those tears may be a person who feels deeply, cares deeply, loves deeply, and experiences life with remarkable emotional intensity. Tears are not always signs of fragility. Sometimes they're signs of empathy. Sometimes they're signs of self-awareness. And sometimes they're signs of a heart that refuses to become emotionally disconnected. Because in the end, people who cry easily aren't necessarily weaker than everyone else. They may simply be feeling parts of life that others have learned to ignore. And perhaps that's not a weakness at all. Perhaps it's a rare kind of emotional strength. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more psychology-based content.